to just go through some of the work.
Ah, how nice, the graphics.
These are the graphics for the company. So I'm trying to use this for B.O.S. in particular. But this is what I was talking about with the presentation that I'm doing, just to show that I want this to become more of a bigger campaign.
Is that your pool?
This is the pool. This is the pool that we have. This is basically it's owned by a lovely lady, a Jamaican lady who allowed us to come in and use the facilities. And we could only have access in the time that it was open between COVID, right? So it's about a 10 meter or 11 meter pool by 5. And it's about 1.2 deep. So we managed to get lessons going there in the same space of time I qualified the teachers. It's about 5 days to get there. And we spoke with families, so that we had teachers and families present on the Zoom call. And at the same time, we were sort of asking them, you know, what do you think about coming to swim? And what do you think about swimming in the area where you are? So in one of them, tell me if you can hear this.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just looking at all the photos. And
so just to open up.
Can you hear the sound?
It's going intermittent.
It's my internet. It's terrible. So I'll forget the sound for now. So basically, we just sat down and asked people, you know, how do you feel about going to swim? What was your past experience? You know, what have you done previously? And have you taken your kids to swim as well? And for a large number of people, they finished swimming in school, but didn't necessarily learn to swim in deep water. And so we were some of the first teachers for many of the students. At least, I think 91% of the students that turned up received their certificates from us for the first time. So we had families that came with babies, but we had 4 generations, is what I was saying to you before. So we had grandparents, mothers, children, grandchildren. And within the space of about 4 weeks, so from the time that our teachers graduated, and this was where, I'll show you 1 second. This is where Brian came down to qualify the teachers. All right, Brian, let's get the news.
Okay, so officially, now spoke to your tutor, then officially from this moment in time, you're now qualified.
Yay!
I've had a learning analyse and I've pledged my support for this school as well.
So Brian came and qualified them in week 1. That was the 25th of September. Then we had our last session on the 26th of October. So, oh, sorry, I'm trying to play a video. It's hilarious watching them.
Wonderful.
Basically, we managed to get non-swimmers. These guys have never been in the water. It's a family of 8.
It's amazing.
So we had 6 swimmers, 6 children between the age of 4 and 15, mum and dad. So one family that came had never swum before, and we managed to get them in the water. And then we extended our reach as far as Leicester, which is, when I look at it, it's like 66 or 67 miles, 67 kilometers. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But technically we had everyone in West Midlands drives, right?
Yeah.
So like only maybe 2% of our customers were actually in like walking distance. Not that they walked, but they were within walking distance to get to the pool.
They travel 1.5 hours on public transport to get to there.
Yeah, we got people that, because I don't know about the transport network here because I drive myself, but some people had been traveling ridiculous times to get there because this was one of the issues. Like, we had families turn up to the swimming lessons and they'd spoken with the bus driver, and the bus driver had sent them across to the local centre. So they arrive at the centre, they're like, oh, we've come here to meet Annalise, we're here for swimming lessons. And then they call me and they're like, Annalise, I'm at the centre, nobody knows who you are. And I'm like, that's because we're actually not at the centre. So then when they actually arrived, they arrived the following day, and they're like, you know, we went to the centre thinking that that was the only pool that was available. And then when they got to the place and they get to spend their time, they often were traveling anywhere between an hour and a half to, in some cases, 2 hours on a round trip, just to get back and forth. And then
Just going to move while I'm listening to you.
Yeah, no problem. Typically, we had about 4 people in the household. So if the parent brings a child, it's about 3 children per household at least. And then I mentioned to you the sort of health conditions that the swimmers had. So some of them had high-risk health conditions like lupus, fibromyalgia, sickle cell trait, atopic dermatitis, bronchitis, asthma, like all the usual ones. But at the same time, there were quite a lot of people that have behavioural needs. Some of them who are various levels of autism, and some of them suffering with epilepsy as a result of trauma for various reasons. So when we had our swimmers coming in, it was quite, like for me, I was like, well, you've got sickle cell trait. Most people normally will make an excuse, and they'll be like, oh, I can't do any exercise because I'm sickle cell trait. These guys were just non-stop. They were like, what's next? Just come, let's go. 2 hours in the water. They didn't care. They just stayed, booked the sessions and came. It was just brilliant. So we had over 100 people that visited. And again, it was only 5 weeks because we shut down. Our last session was the 26th of October, so that was it. We had a gala performance. I wanted to show you the performance, but I still haven't got the permission from the parents. But the synchro performance was just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Maybe I can show it to you actually, but I can't send you a copy of it. So
yeah, that'd be great. I'd love that.
Yeah. On average, we had about 86 people in attendance. I reckon we had about 50 on a Tuesday, and then it varied on a Monday because we had a few less hours. But in any case, we were picking up really, really quickly. And then again, we had testimonials coming from parents. So some of the parents that had experiences in the public pools. She's a mother to 6. We had the kids.
Wow, 6! I thought I was crazy at 3.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's why I can't leave Birmingham. I'm just in love with the people. I'm totally inspired. I'm still here.
Who are you living with in Birmingham?
Say again?
Who are you living with at Birmingham?
No one. I've got the place to myself. That's probably what it is. I got the place to myself. Got a 3-bedroom house to myself, and I get to just sit and study and just focus and have these meetings. So I'm just happy. But yeah, like it's just been wonderful to get as much feedback from these parents and from the swimmers. The swimmers in particularly were the ones that just gave me all the heartwarming. Like I can't tell you, they were just awesome, really, really awesome. We got some really funny videos and pictures where they're drawing their pictures of us, like themselves swimming. They're giving us testimonials in writing, so we know what it is.